Well, after years of conducting dangerous and complex military training and operations, ex-Navy clearance divers Daniel Pace and Shane Acorn were driven to make activities safer across organisations like the Australian Defence Force, police forces and emergency services. For this reason, they created Buddy Suite Analytics, and both Shane and Daniel join us to tell us all about it now.
Hi Lana, how you going?
Hello guys,
Hello.
How are you? Thanks for joining us.
Thanks.
Now tell us a little bit about your Buddy Suite Analytics and this system and how you came up with the idea.
So Dan and I spent a combined 22 years in the Australian military, and during that time we were involved in the planning and conduct of hundreds of clearance diving activities. And there was one particular day where we sat down and reflected on the process that we were using for planning, briefing, conducting and capturing information for those activities. And we realised that we weren't actually doing it in the most effective way possible. And given that the majority of that process was paper-based, we weren't actually affording ourselves the opportunity to make better decisions in the future as a result of those activities. So Dan came to my house that afternoon and we sat down and started to brainstorm what a solution may look like. And that sort of evolved into the development of our prototype for what is now our Dive Buddy application. And it was during that prototyping activity that we realised the framework that we had built for Dive Buddy wasn't unique just to clearance diving, but it could actually be applied across all activities conducted by the Australian Defence Force. At the moment, Buddy Suite Analytics is a suite of applications designed to streamline the planning process for military activities. But more importantly, they're designed to capture information to build a data corpus, which will enable artificial intelligence capability. AI is particularly important in a defence environment because it provides operational commanders with the ability to make quicker and more effective complex decisions. And that in turn will improve safety and save lives.
Well, it sounds like quite a game changer, I guess, for that space. I mean, when you're talking about, the Australian Defence Force and police forces, emergency services, I mean, how have they responded to this software, given the key benefits?
Look, they've responded quite well, and we're talking with multiple units within the Australian Defence Force. They're particularly interested with the key benefits that span across multiple domains. For example, from a medical and safety perspective, by improving the checks and balances and improving risk assessments, we can dramatically reduce the risk of serious injury and death. For example, our Bomb Buddy application will flag injuries at risk of traumatic brain injury from overexposure to blast from explosive demolitions. And this is a serious issue, not just in Australia, but worldwide for any organisation that conducts explosive demolitions. From an operational perspective, having click of a button access to operators' history and experience, key decision makers can ensure that the right people are put in the right position to do short notice taskings. In the event of something serious that happens that's quite complex. And lastly, from a financial perspective, the Australian Defence Force can expect to save millions through more informed procurement decision making, and that they can expect to see a $228 million per annum productivity gain just by saving 1 day per annum auditing and increasing productivity by 1 hour per week by use of the system.
I mean, this is huge when you start talking about the figures in that sense. I mean, where, I guess, do you go, particularly now, I guess, in regards to COVID-19, and certainly a lot of industries have been impacted, things have really changed in terms of the behind the scenes. What's sort of the medium to long-term vision for the business, and has that been impacted at all by COVID-19?
Yeah, well, we do actually have a very definitive short-term goal, and that is to deliver the software trial to the Australian Defence Force. We do have a unit within the ADF who has committed to trial the software as a proof of concept for us to be able to pitch for a wider implementation across defence. So that is our short-term goal. We are also progressing through a funding application with the Defence Innovation Hub in order to conduct that trial. So that's very much our short-term focus. In terms of medium to long term, as Dan mentioned, we are speaking with a number of foreign militaries and also law enforcement agencies as well. So longer vision would be to be the industry leader in applying artificial intelligence at an enterprise level for militaries and law enforcement agencies globally.
Well, guys, it's fascinating stuff. Look, if people want to find out more information about this, because you're a wealth of knowledge, Buddy Suite Analytics, how can they find you?
They can go onto our website. Dan and I also operate out of the Macquarie University Incubator, which is a really great startup ecosystem out at Macquarie Park in Sydney. The guys here run a really great education program, and we spend most of our time working from the incubator. So, if you need to find us, we'll either be at the incubator or you can visit our website and get in touch.
It's www.invictaprospectsgroup.com.
Well, congratulations on your software. All the best as you move forward, and thanks for your time this morning.
Thanks very much, Alana.